Well, 9 tickers. You might say that's over trading, but I traded 9 tickers, you guys. I was just in a groove with all of them. It was so perfect. And then guess what? I decided to up my share size. I got a little cocky. And that was the one stock. I just got so far down in a hole, I could not get out. You guys, I don't know what it is when I jump up in share size. It's okay if I jump up in share size and I'm really watching price action, but for some reason I jumped up in share size, I walked away, and then because it's Nvidia and it's pre-market and I thought, oh, it's not moving, it's so slow. Well, by the time I came back and remembered that I had the trade on, I was down really low. Well, then something happens up here in my brain and I have to try to dig out, but I was so far down that then I kept trading large share size thinking, oh, I got to get out. Well, it never came back. So finally, when I hit about 180 some dollars in loss, I just said enough. You're just going to keep digging a bigger hole. And I was already up for the day, so I didn't want to give back so much. So anyways, by the time I got to PANW for earnings, I had enough in my account, it was my Roth IRA, to trade 75 shares. And I got in really early in the morning. I started trading at pre-market 25 shares. And when it would come right back to my entry, it would go way up and come back to my entry. I'd get out. So I was just doing like little $2, but it would go way up because I just didn't know what it was going to do. And if it was going to go the whole day, I wanted to make sure I got in. So that was fine. But by the time I got to earnings, I started getting a little worried because it had run up quite a bit. And so instead of I took 25 shares before the close. And then what happened was, I'll show you on the screen, right when the bell rang, right before, I thought, oh, I should just take 25 more shares. I looked up and saw the spread and it was like 5 cents. Perfect. So I thought, okay, I'll just get in. But I knew PANW had this 50-50 shot of dumping because the expectations were pretty high on part of their business. So I didn't get in and the bell rang. And so I waited a second because it kind of stops trading for a half a second there. And then boom, the spread went up to like $1.38. And I said, well, I ain't getting in now because if it dumps, now I'm really going to be $25 down on that or more. Anyways, okay, I'll show you guys what happened. I'll show you, especially I want to show you that Nvidia because that was bigger share size and I didn't do so well. And I was digging myself out of a hole. And then I wanted to give you an update too. Yesterday, the Thinkorswim freezing or whatever happened yesterday, that big fiasco. Thank you, a shout out to Andre Masters for putting a comment telling me to call him. I knew I could call him. I've just never called him. To me, it's just part of doing business. And I figure there's thousands of people calling Thinkorswim, bitching and complaining. So I decided today just to give him a call. I got a really nice guy who actually was stuck in a trade. He was on his phone trading. And so he understood what I went through. And I just instantly told him, I really don't care if you give me my money back or not. I just want to see if it's a long shot, if I could get some of it back. And he actually ended up just saying, how about $100? I don't want to do the paperwork, do you? And I said no, because I really didn't want to. So I lost 133 on the trade, but he gave me back 100. Good. We were laughing. It was great. Easy. No paperwork. All right. So let's go and see what I did on PANW. And I want to know if anyone else traded PANW. And you probably traded way more share size than me. It was perfect. And I did scale out. So I want to show you how I got in, why I got in, and then where I started scaling out and why I scaled out. And that at least captured a little bit more. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so I'm starting to trade really early in the morning. I've even been getting up at like midnight, 1 a.m., and I come out, turn everything on, because I've been noticing that there's been some really good price action at London, which I'm in Las Vegas, so it opens about midnight. And sometimes the moves don't happen till 1 in the morning. So I've been getting up quite early. So I was on CoreWeave pretty early anyways, because it was running yesterday as well. So I had seen this news right here pop up way down here, like 2 in the morning. I think it was even earlier than that. Anyways, a price target increase, and that usually will get a stock moving at least a few bucks. Well, that's all I want. I don't care. So I got in right here. Now you can see I got in 50 shares. This is pre-market, 4:19 in the morning, or about 4:25 in the morning. I'm going to hover over this, and you can see I couldn't even get 50 shares filled at the price I was asking. It had to go to the next level. So there's not a lot of volume in pre-market. You do have to be careful about that. But I've noticed there's good money to be made. The problem is I'm not used to it, and I forget that I'm in a trade. I was in 4 trades, I think, pre-market this morning. PANW twice in 2 different accounts trying to get in early, and then this and something else. So I had so many screens that I would have to open and then close and reopen that I actually forgot what trades I was in. And I have them in my notebook, but whatever. I just still, if you forget to write it down, you have to go back and look at your monitor screen. So I need to get better at trading less in pre-market and get a little system down. So I'm working on that. And for those of you who work full time, I think it's a great way, especially on these larger cap stocks when they run on news. They run slower and you can actually read level 2 pretty quick, pretty easily. And it's just, they move easier. You just got to watch the spread. All right. So I ended up getting in here and then it came down below my entry a little bit. And as it came up, I went ahead and got in another 50 shares because that news still hadn't really pushed it very much. So 129.60 was then my average. And I just put a line in the sand here. And that's because I know at the open, things can dump. Things that were running pre-market can dump. We all know that. So I want that big, thick green line there. And you'll see I start doing that now when I trade pre-market so that as we get closer to the open, I can get out because look what happens. It dumps and it dumped and dumped and dumped and it continued to dump all day. So all this does is while I'm sitting here and I'm just fiddling around early in the morning waiting for the market to open, I need to know and see that line so I know, hey, it's getting close to my entry. I better either get out and break even or like here, I just went ahead and took it because now I know we're getting close. When you start getting to 6 o'clock right here, you'll notice right here, 6 a.m. West Coast time, 9 a.m. East Coast time, it starts dumping. A lot of them do. So this was perfect. I just scaled out and got out. Or I got back in and got out. I was kind of playing it, like get in, get out, scalping it. All right, let's go to IBM. So that was good. That was 25.47. Not a lot. I don't normally trade core weave. So I'm definitely, it's on my list now because it's been moving a lot. And it doesn't take much for me to make, I only need it to move $1 with 50 shares and I move on. All right. So this is IBM. I could have played this all day, but I was really focused on PANW at one point, and you'll notice that took up a lot of my time. I had to keep watching that. And then NVIDIA, I got in a big dump on NVIDIA. Okay. IBM was up, going up on news. So I literally just caught it right here. And it actually gapped up right here. And that's when I knew this is going to be good because when it gaps up, it's going to go up quite a bit more. And then I just got out right here, right when it topped out there for 64.99. It was high spread and there wasn't a lot of volume here. There was just for this little portion here, but I knew it wasn't going to sustain itself and it didn't. It just piddled out. So, all right, let's move on to my big loser of the morning. This is horrible. So you notice back there, I was sticking to 50 shares. Well, here, look at some of these 200, 400. So what I did is I got in really early, 50 shares, and it had gone up. I should have just scalped it. I don't know what I was thinking right here. I'll enlarge this in a minute when we get over here. But I was doing really well here, and I had quite a bit. I mean, this was almost a full dollar move right here. I should have just taken it with 50 shares. That was $50. And then I could have scalped it down. And I walked away and started doing stuff. Well, pretty soon I'm really down. So I got out, then I'm kind of at a loss, then I get back in. Now I start getting in 100 shares because now I got to make up for my loss, I figure, right? And I'm shorting in here and it's just too high a share size. So now I'm in PANW also on top of this. So I'm in PANW in 2 different accounts and trying to trade this, and it was too much. I already know. I know what my problem was. It was too much. There was a time where I was down a couple hundred, then I would get down to just like $90. I should have just been down $90. It would have been so much better. So I won't go over all of these. It was just a lot of scalping. I only had a couple levels marked, and it was this level right here and this level here and this one. And this was from pre-market and it was holding those levels. I should have just traded those levels and been done. So this was a big just mess. And my brain, once I see a pretty big red number, I can't pull out of it. And this would have been the easiest scalping to do. It was so stupid. And I kept yelling at myself, just telling myself how stupid I was. And what are you doing? You can see it's going to go up. Why'd you short it? And it was just dumb. Whatever, it happens. So everything else was like really good scalping in and out. So this is 81.40 here. And this was just really quick at the open. It was running up. Marvel had a pretty high spread. So I was being cautious here. I was actually trading 25 shares mostly because of the spread. And it was big candles. Look at this. This went from 253 to 259. That's a big candle, $6 moves. Or sorry, right here. It's probably $7, $8 move right here. So I scalped really nicely for very small share or very small amounts and small share size, like 10, 20 cents. and small share size. It was perfect. And I caught all this here and ended right here. So that was great. And then HPE, this was just, oh, I got to get this back. I was at the, there I am, right at the open. So this was, I believe this was yesterday's earnings, and I wanted to see if it would keep going. I did well in earnings yesterday, so I got in right here, and then it kind of came down a bit, but I was hoping that it would come up, and it did. It was coming up because I knew people that didn't play it yesterday would be playing it today. So I scaled in more right here, and then I regretted it because I realized we're right at the open, and I should never get in at the open. It's going to dump. And I did. I got a big dumping candle. Well, I didn't know I got out because I didn't know it was going to go up and then dump. So I just got out when I saw that. I was worried it could have just kept going. So, and it did eventually after two more candles. All right, so 42.15, I feel pretty happy about that. All right, let's move to the day trading account. Oh, oops, that is the day trading account. Let's move to the Roth IRA because I also traded this. I traded HPE, Hewlett Packard, and PANW in the Roth IRA in both the Roth and my day trading account. Because if I were to lose in one, I want it in another account. And if I make just a little bit, I still want to make more, but I don't want to risk losing that. So I jump over to another account. And that somehow, you guys, if you've watched my videos long enough, it's some weird thing I have. And if I just take little bits in each account, I somehow make good money. And I've been making really good, consistent money. If I can just capture a little bit, bank it, and move on either to another ticker or a different account and keep trading that ticker, it helps. So I got in at $60.07 right here. And again, this is just continuation off yesterday's earnings. This is 5:30 in the morning. Market's getting ready to open at 6. I had these levels marked. It had just passed this level right here. And this was just levels from pre-market and last night and earnings. And so it comes up. It was struggling in here. Comes up. This is my my average right here, what I got in at. I don't know why I put it there. Sometimes I'm a little off when I make these levels, but it came down, and it came down a little bit below my level, came back up, and I realized it wasn't going to go up. It did finally, but I didn't want to keep hanging in here because now we're getting to 6 o'clock and this is where we usually drop. So I got out just above my break even, my entry, 60.15, and my entry was, no, that's not right. 60.07. Oh, I got out at 60. I got in at 60.07. Sorry, that wasn't my entry. What I'll do is that's a different account. That was the other account. I'll put my entry from one account if I'm in the trade over on this chart so that when I switch accounts, I may be in a different account. But if I have a stock, I had this in the Roth, or sorry, in the SEP. I had this in the day trading account. I'm letting it run. And so I move over to the Roth to take the trade while I mark the level so that if it starts coming below there, I can switch accounts and hurry and get out. I hope that made sense. It's a way I can trade two accounts and the same ticker at the same time without opening another instance of Thinkorswim because that bogs my computer down. All right, so I ended up doing $83.76 here. Not a lot, but it was fine. All right, PANW, this is the big one. Oh, whoops, I missed a few here. Damn it, I missed Google. Well, Google was just a tiny bit, but I'll go back over those two in a minute. Okay, PANW, this was the huge one because I did trade PANW in the morning in my other account in the Roth IRA. It's because there's a couple ways you can trade earnings. You can trade really early in the morning and you can be out before earnings even hit because there was a lot of money to be made in here. I set levels and it was ping-ponging between those levels pretty quickly, pretty easily. All right, I got in 25 shares here and I wrote it and it was just ping-ponging around all day. I think I might have even gotten in a little earlier. Well, I can't move this. It's so slow. All right. I ended up getting in there, getting out, and then getting back in. So I got in there, got out. I was only up like $2 the whole day, ping-ponging around like that. So I got in right here. The spread I told you guys was really low when I got in. I'm going to make this bigger so we can see. All right. I got in right here and it was going pretty steady between two levels, this one and this one. It's a little hard to see because it's scrunched down, but if I raise it, it's going to be hard to see the way it moved. So I got in right here, had been ping-ponging around. I was trading it, only up about $2, got in here because I liked this action. It was going between these two levels that I had marked all day. It had been going between these two levels. So I went and got in And then right here, I thought, oh, I should just hurry and get in because it never came down. You guys, when something comes down pretty heavy right here, that's when I get a little worried. But when it stays sideways right here, and right here, there was some back in here. I can't go back because it'll take too long. But I noticed there was some big candles. There'd be low candles or low volume bars, and then one big buy, huge. Like we go from 100,000 shares to 350,000 shares. Someone was buying up, and I could tell they were buying in early. So that gave me confidence as well. You got to watch those volume bars because if you go back and look at it, you'll see several areas where someone was buying heavy, and I mean really heavy. So I went ahead. I wanted to get in and I couldn't because that spread went up and I was too worried that I would have a big dump. And I don't want a loss. I just do not. I would rather take $888 instead of 3 times that amount, which is what I could have had, to just play it safe. And then I know I have cash tomorrow to trade. There's more earnings tomorrow. If I would have had to take a loss on this, like if it would have dropped down, I would have either had to hold it because it's my Roth IRA. I would have held it for a few days. Then I would have been out of cash to trade tomorrow, or I would have had to sell it and take a loss. And again, out of more cash. So I play it safe, 25 shares. And I actually scaled out here, you guys. I'll show you this. I ended up scaling just because I only had 25 shares. So you'll notice I put 5 in the quantity window, and all I did was I scaled out 25 shares. So I'm in at about, I was in at 290-ish in here, this 293 area, and I scaled out first at 526 right there. I got out at 525.99, then I got out at 521, then I got out at 531. It actually went down a little. I got scared, got out, then it went up, and then I got out at 536. So I did a good job scaling out, and then about $2 later, $3 later, it peaked and just dumped, and it kept going down the rest of the day. So I really feel I was spot on that. I do wish I would have taken the higher share size, but I already know the one time you take higher share size on earnings and it drops, you're screwed. So let's go to I just want to show you in this account. This one here, I only traded it earlier in the day. So I only traded it right here, and I took a quick scalp, and this was pre-market. And then I got out, and that was $78.61. So that was really good. If you don't want to trade, if you get too scared at earnings, you can trade them pre-market. They start to go up at pre-market many times. All right, so let's go back to the day trading account, one last one, and it is Amazon. Oh, I did trade Google in there. I ended up doing Google. Oh shoot, I should show you that. That was really good. That was like 120 bucks. Amazon was, oh, Amazon I didn't trade. I wanted to tell you what happened yesterday or today as I called Thinkorswim. I told you earlier, I called Thinkorswim and they gave me that $100 credit. So I just wanted to make sure I put this here because I get that. I took the loss yesterday, but I get it back today. All right, let's go back to Google on the Roth IRA. Or in the day trading account, sorry. Okay, you guys, I did 120 here. This was really good. I was just scalping. I actually did 100 shares on this, which was a little higher than I probably should have. I should have probably been doing 50, but it had really good news. And it was just pretty much easy to scalp all the way up. I got in a little late. And so I went ahead and felt comfortable with the 100 shares. It wasn't doing this ranging up and down. It was literally on news. So I felt comfortable doing that. Okay, guys, that's it. $1,303.49. And there's more big earnings tomorrow. Tomorrow is, I'll be definitely watching AVGO and CrowdStrike for sure, and AI and Vive. So hope you guys did well. Please let me know if you did earnings. I'm sure y'all did way better than I did. All right. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye.